I am waiting for the first part of the fulfillment of a woman's life. My parents gave my hands to a man who they thought to be worthy of me. I am on the white bed counting numbers out of boredom. I am wearing some clothes for my marriage as our traditional culture asks for it. But it feels like carrying some heavy rocks on my body. The fabrics on my body are pinching me like glasses. My armpits are sweating, I am trying to dry them with tissue. But they keep throwing their dirt with the unseen holes and the overall smell is making me vomit. The whole situation is crooking me like some poor animals in winter. Some people think summer is the best occasion for marriage and the scorching heat is a thing to be celebrated happily. They don't mind arranging a gorgeous occasion like marriage under the red boiling sun. After all, sun will bless them all his shine and abundance for their good deeds. All the girls in our culture wear red dress for marriage. Society has made sure the girl knows that she is up to complete dictation and cruel war from the very first occasion. If a girl doesn't wear red in her marriage, that definitely means she isn't worthy of any husband. Ultimately, marriage and intimacy is not for someone who doesn't take it seriously. My condition is nearly miserable. I am sitting on a bed keeping my knees closed. My husband entered the room and closed the door like this was something pre-planned in his mind. He sat on the bed and looked down on his knees sighing. I told him with a smile like a baby girl, "Oh, it's you. I was waiting to talk with you for a long time. Did you saw we didn't get the chance to talk with each other the whole day?" My husband behaved like he didn't listen anything and turned off the light. I thought that he might be disturbed by light. Then I said excitedly, "Lights were disturbing me too. I was sitting with the person I have to spend the rest of my life. I waited so long for this moment." I was excited like a naive kid who has recently entered a new world and knows nothing about it, but still carry enthusiasm instead of terror. My husband suddenly said in an angry voice, "Shut up. Stop disturbing me with your stupid questions. Didn't your family teach you any manners?" I got confused with what he said. Which of my behavior made him upset? Did I do anything wrong that crossed the limits? My husband suddenly started to force himself on me. From the sudden shock and panic, I wanted to scream with teary eyes. But he gripped my mouth, so my screams were coming as moaning from my mouth. "Why are you doing too much drama? It's annoying," I said cryingly. "We've been married just recently. I am not ready for all this, yet." He replied, "Girls are meant to be prepared for this from their birth. Save your adulteress for the theater, in bedroom only my satisfaction matters." I was shocked by what he said. I always expected my husband to be understanding and kind to me. I imagined this night as something dreamy and intimate between us. But all he wants is to swallow my body mercilessly. I look into his eyes. There aren't any love for me, his eyes are monstery and full of anger. He is not feeling like any husband who I can lay my head in peace and feel safe. He shoved me on bed aggressively and jumped on me with desperate, greedy eyes full of temper. I closed my eyes in pain thinking about my lustful husband. He is so involved in his animalistic desires that he was ignoring my needs. He is not understanding that he was being cruel to me. I tried talking with him again, but he transformed into someone else completely. He shut my mouth forcibly and caught both of my hands tightly. Yes, I saw his face, there wasn't even a single drop of empathy. Then he laid down on me and kissed on my mouth without my consent. I was asking myself and God the purpose of the marriage. Do two lively people bond with each other only to get physical pleasure? I tried to free my lips from his juicy cave full of arms against me. He started to sting my lips with his cavi weapons more mercilessly. His smelled disgusting, I wanted to throw off. Then he ripped off the last cover that was supposed to be my self-respect and beautiful memory of this wedding, my wedding dress. Then he spilled warm and moisture with his lips on my whole body. I felt the removal of all my dignity and prestige in front of him. This man was taking my virginity without my approval and also torturing me physically and emotionally. The whole night, he became a hungry hyena to get his pleasure from me. I felt like tiny vulnerable deer trying to escape the scary grasp of a monster, but couldn't because of the shackles called wifehood and society. I woke up in the morning from the terror of what happened last night. My whole body was aching, there was several raw scars of twinning on my neck, face and back. My body was shivering because of weakness. I went to the washroom and saw my stormy eyes full of dark circles and wrinkles. It felt like I became old within one night. I reckoned a terrible rick in my genital parts. My husband thirsted on them with his big devil identity entire night. He didn't consider me as a human for once. He didn't even spare my breasts for a moment from his clutches. He was twinning them like a wild animal eats his prey while it's under them. I again saw myself in the mirror. I looked like a pathetic animal full of ugly steins on my whole body. I was no longer a virgin, pure and beautiful. I became a pitiful tainted woman after last night. I hardly could move or walk because of the excessive pain in my body. I wanted to scream with all my power, but something had numbed me forever. Yes, whatever has lost can't be back, the loss is irreplaceable. One night has made my living enthusiastic soul all vague. My eyes stopped near the door as my husband came. Yeah, I cannot give up so easily. There must be some misunderstandings between us. How can my husband not love me wholly? I started to tell him, I am your wife. We are bound to love and respect each other's need. I can't be physical with you without feeling any affection. He became more angry and said, I have married you giving everything your family demanded. Now I have every right to do what I am doing with you. Don't stop me or you will face the worst. I was astonished at what he just said. Did my parents just sold me to him? A sudden feeling of uncertainty placed all over my body. What will happen to me now? Where will I go? For a moment my whole body froze and everything going on the world wasn't affecting me anymore. My conscious mind told me to escape. I can't live in a house where an evil sees me as a prostitute he owns. But in my conscience, I couldn't do that. Because as a woman, I will find the equally cruel everywhere I go. I expected love and support from my husband, I am getting all these instead. If suffering and cruelty is on my destiny, I can't escape that, I have to endure it. I have no energy to go through whatever comes in my way anymore, but I don't have the chance to run away either.